turn on your camera. Sana, Pratyush, Vishnupriya, Haya, Bhadra, Pramod, all of you, turn on your cameras, please. Hope my voice is clear for you. Hello? Okay, so just open your textbook, everyone. You can see the French Revolution. We already discussed about the idea of Frederick Soddy was democratic and republic states. Okay, democratic and republican states there. Okay, so here back to page number 5. Okay, just checking your textbook. Is that page number 5? The same, right? So the French Revolution and the idea of nation and the idea of a nation. So we discussed about the idea of nationalism, le patrie and le citoyen, Okay, love to it, the fatherland by the citizens. Okay, so it is very important, very important. The people who wanted to participate in the administration or making of the government. Okay, so the revolutionary. So we know that French Revolution in the year. Tell me in the year. Vishnupriya.
1789.
Correct. 1789. 1789. 1789. Okay. So at that time, the revolutionaries, basically, who are the revolutionaries? The people, they united and organized the common people against the monarch. Okay. So the leaders who united, okay, and organized the people against whom? The monarch. The monarch. So number of Jacobin clubs were formed in France. Number of Jacobin clubs. The club of thinkers. Okay. Basically, they adopted the philosophies of J.J. Rousseau. You studied last year the first chapter of history, French Revolution. J.J. Rousseau, Montesquieu, studied or not? Okay, so these people or those people are termed as the revolutionaries, the people, those who started agitation or a protest movement against the monarch in the time of the French Revolution in the year 1789. 1789. Okay, here you can see the revolutionaries further declared that it was the mission and the destiny of the French nation to liberate the people of Europe from despotism. Okay, despotism, the rule of a monarch, a king or a queen or emperor or an empress, right? Clear or not? So already we know that it is multinational dynasties, So the revolutionaries declared that it is their aim to liberate the people, okay, or free the people from the despotism or the rule of the monarch in Europe. Okay, so when the news of the events of France reached the different cities of Europe, okay, so this nationalist movement basically started from France and later it spread everywhere in Europe. Okay, so when the news of the events in France reached the different cities of Europe, students and other members of educated middle classes began setting up Jacobin clubs. Okay, so not only in France, okay, the people, those living in the cities in Europe, they also heard, okay, the news of the French Revolution and the administrative changes. Okay, so that people, the people from those cities also started new, what you can say, Jacobin clubs. Okay, the middle class people, educated middle class people, and the students. Okay, they started or began setting up new Jacobin clubs, club of thinkers. Okay, basically they adopted the ideas of J.J. Rousseau and Montesquieu, Voltaire. Okay, their activities and campaigns prepared the way for the French armies which moved into Holland. At the same time, the French army started invasion. Okay, clear? Understanding or not? Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, sir.
The French army, with the support of the newly elected democratic government, they started conquering the neighboring countries. Okay. In that venture, the people of that countries or those countries like Holland, Belgium, and Switzerland, they very much attracted with the administrative changes in France. They welcomed the French army against their rulers, Okay, basically their rulers, we know that they are monarchs. Okay, so they started inviting the French army to their own countries. Okay, what are those countries? Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, and much of Italy in the year 1790. Okay, just 1 year after the French Revolution. Clear? So underline that. 1790. 1790. Underline. What are those countries? Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, and Italy. And Italy are the country. They invited the French army, or paved the way, or made the way for the French army to defeat their monarchs, okay, or their rulers, because they are against despotism and they are against monarchy. They want a new liberal democratic governments in their states or in their countries. Okay. So, with the outbreak of the Revolutionary War, the French armies began to carry the idea of nationalism abroad. Clear? So, the French army, they taught the other people, or what you can say, the idea of nationalism basically it was spread by or preached by the French army in Europe. In Europe, underline that. Okay, the French armies began to carry the idea of nationalism abroad. Abroad in the sense to the other countries or to the neighboring countries of France. Basically, we already discussed about those countries. That is Holland, Belgium, Switzerland, and Italy. And Italy, modern Italy. Okay, so underline that. So the idea of nationalism that started spreading almost all the part of Europe. Clear? Is that clear? The answer is that clear or not? This idea clear or not? Hello, Pratyush. Number of cameras are off. I started
Yes,
screen
sir.
sharing. Screen sharing. Okay, you started the hide and seek game, right? Adi Amin, Hayabit, Afsana. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so moving forward. Okay, now the important question for the examination, the Napoleonic Code of 1804. Okay, so this paragraph is answer. Just to mention, write down in your note. Okay, the Napoleonic Code of 1804. Napoleonic Code of 1804, or famously known as the Civil Code of 1804. Civil Code of 1804. Okay, so my question is, what do you know about Napoleon Bonaparte? Tell me something about Napoleon Bonaparte. Hmm? Who's able to speak? Surya Krishna, that I think so. Surya is happy to speak about Napoleon. Surya, Mr. Surya Krishna Das,
Yes, sir.
tell me, what do you know about Napoleon Bonaparte? You studied about Napoleon Bonaparte in the last year, class 9. Okay, the first chapter, right? Yeah. So that chapter is ended with the administrative changes of Napoleon, and we are going to study that in this year. Tell me, Surya.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Napoleon Bonaparte. Repeat it. Napoleon Bonaparte. Come on fast. Aditya S. Krishna. Aditya S. Krishna.
Yes, sir.
Tell me. No idea about Napoleon Bonaparte. Fine. Okay. Johannes. Johannes, your camera is off. Johan. Johan. Are you there? Johan is with some experiments. I
Yes,
think so.
sir.
Background experiments. Yeah, tell me. What do you know about Napoleon Bonaparte? Adil Muhammad.
Sir.
Okay, we will discuss that. I
Sir,
don't want to
he's
waste
a
the time. Okay,
friendly
fine. So
leader.
come back. Come back. So Napoleon Bonaparte basically started his career as a soldier in the French army, right? Napoleon Bonaparte started his career as a soldier in the French army. Then he became the ruler, emperor of France. Emperor of France. Okay. So we are going to discuss about Napoleon Bonaparte. Within the wide swath of territory that came under his control, Napoleon set about the introducing many of the reforms that he had already introduced in France. So Napoleon's era basically started in the year 1804. 1804. So already we know that a number of neighboring countries now under the control of the French administration. French administration. What are they? Holland, Switzerland, it's part of Italy, Hungary. So that areas are under the control of the French army or the French government. Now Napoleon is the emperor of France, right? Okay, so he started making some changes in the administration. Okay, making some changes in the administration. Clear? He started or he made some changes in the administration of France. Okay, through a return of to monarchy, Napoleon had no doubt destroyed democracy in France. Then what happened? The first activity. Okay, he also turned as a monarch, right? And he distracted the distracted democracy in France. First activity, distracted democracy in France. But in the administrative field, so we want to understand one thing, it destructed the democratic setup in France, but, okay, he made a number of administrative changes. We are going to discuss about that here. Okay, what are the administrative changes that made by Napoleon Bonaparte in France? Okay, clear. So, but in the administrative field, he had incorporated revolutionary principles. Okay, he made a number of changes, drastic changes. Okay, that is good for the people. That is good for the people and for the society. So we are going to observe that. Okay, reading one more time. Though, sorry, through a return to monarchy, Napoleon had no doubt destroyed democracy in France. No doubt in that. Okay, he destructed a democracy in France. Now he's an emperor, right? Clear. There is no elections. There is no body of French citizens to make administrative changes or administer or govern that country. Only Napoleon Bonaparte. He turned as a monarch. Okay, so here you can see, but in the administrative field, he had incorporated revolutionary principles in order to make the whole system more rational and efficient. Rational and efficient. Also, he converted the administrative system into a rational system and efficient system. Okay, what do you mean rational? Rational, something more scientific, efficient. Okay, it is good for the society and it is good for the people. Okay, so he converted the administrative system. He made changes in the administrative system of France there. Okay, the civil code of 1804, underline all these things there. Very important question for the examination, asked also for the board examinations there. Okay, the civil code of 1804 or the Napoleonic code of 1804. Okay, 1804, mark that. Here it is. Civil Code of 1804, usually known as the Napoleonic Code. Underline Napoleonic Code. Okay. Examination. The question is like this. Write a short note on the Civil Code of 1804 or the Napoleonic Code. The Napoleonic Code. So, as per the Napoleonic Code, first of all, it did away with all privileges based on birth. Okay. So, in the society, in the French society, the people in the clergy and nobility, the first and second estates, clergy and nobility, they enjoyed lots of privileges. Clear? They don't want to pay the taxes. The people from clergy and the people from nobility, these things are not in the textbook you studied last year. Okay, just for understanding, I'm speaking all these things or telling all these things. Just understand. Clear? What is that? Clergy and nobility, they don't want to pay any taxes, right? The same time, they are collecting taxes from the third estate people, third estate. Okay, so by birth, the people in the clergy and the nobility, I mean, first and second estates, they are enjoying their life or they enjoyed their life, right? Yes or no? Clear, they enjoyed their life. They don't want to pay any taxes. What happened, Prajot? Prajot and Surya Krishna is in a connection, I think so.
No, sir, here.
Sending messages.
No, sir, here.
Here, what?
No, sister. Wait.
Sister, what the sister doing there?
No,
Huh?
Sheila.
Where is Mr. Surya? Surya escape. See, I told you can use the chat boxes, right? But with your expression, easily we are able to find. Okay, the chat box is only for, and if you have doubt, you can send a message. Okay, it is not for any personal interactions. Just understand that. Okay, is that clear or not? This is not for Prajot, it's not for Surya, it's for everyone I'm speaking here. Okay, so don't use the chat box for any personal message. Ah, Surya, tell me what is that? Tell me. Huh? What is the trouble? That ideas are clear or not? Huh? Yes or no, Surya? Okay, so that's what. So clergy, nobility, and the third estate. Clergy, nobility, and the third estate. So the people in the clergy and the nobility, they enjoyed lots of privileges, right? Okay, because by birth, these people are able to enjoy all those things there. Okay, but what Napoleon did here, he did away all these privileges that enjoying by the clergy or enjoyed by the clergy with the, oh, sorry, by birth. Okay, so here you can read, But in the administrative field, he had incorporated revolutionary principles in order to make the whole system more rational and efficient. The Civil Code of 1804, usually known as the Napoleonic Code, did away with all privileges based on birth. Okay, so as per the Napoleonic Code, this clergy or nobility or the people from the clergy and nobility, they are unable to enjoy the privileges. Okay, that such kind of privileges were excluded. Okay, so he established equality before the law and secured the right to property. Clear? Next change that made by Napoleon Bonaparte, he established the equality, which means there is no distinction, there is no differences in the society. All are equal. There is no differences like the people, those who born in the clergy, nobility, and the third estate. Not like that. All are equal here. Clear? Okay, equality before law. So basically, time that egalitarian society, an egalitarian society, all are equal. All are equal. There is no differences. There is no special privileges. Clear? Is that idea clear or not? Yes. Okay. So just understand. Okay. So first change that made by Napoleon, what is that? He did away with the privileges based on birth. So there is no special privileges for the people, those who born or those who belong to the clergy and the nobility. Clergy and the nobility. They are unable to collect taxes from the third estate. Clear? And the same time, they also want to pay the taxes. Pay taxes. Okay. Next one, he established equality before the law and secured the right to property. Right to property. So you want to understand, before Napoleon Bonaparte's administration, there is no right for the people from third estate to purchase and own property in France. Clear? Clear. Only the people from the clergy and nobility has that or have that power, right? Or had that power. So we are using past tense here for understanding. Only I told that just if you're writing examination, don't use any present tense or future tense or something like that. Okay, clear or not? Because it is history, right? Okay, so understand. So the Napoleonic Code did away with the privilege based on birth, established equality before the law, and secured the right to property. The code was exported to the regions under the French control. Clear? So the people, 1 minute. Okay, so the people in the countries called Hungary, Holland, Switzerland, and Italy also started following the administrative changes that made by Napoleon. Okay, so those areas are under the French control. French control. Underline that. Most important. 1 mark answer. This code was exported to the regions under the French control. In the Dutch Republic, in Switzerland, in Italy, and Germany, Napoleon. So in Germany, right? Okay. Next one, Napoleon simplified administrative divisions. Administrative divisions. So what is the administrative division? So you know that a federal system. Okay, the federal system, a central government and the state governments, right? It's an example for an administrative system. Okay. So at that time there were nearly 39 confederations are there in the in the German territory. So Napoleon united all these small units and created new administrative units. So here it is. Napoleon simplified administrative divisions, abolished the feudal system. Abolished, which means ban or wiped away from the society. Okay. So what is the feudal system? Tell me, what was that? What do you know about feudal system? Hmm? Feudal system. You studied last year. Feudal system. The social hierarchy, okay, the social setup is termed as feudal system on the basis of status. Clear? Okay. So the division of French society is almost like this. Okay. So we can see it is clergy. It's a triangular shaped division. It is okay. So 3 different societies are there. Okay. The first estate is known as clergy. Second one, and this is the third estate. So first one it is clergy. Second one is nobility. Third one it is what is that? The third estate. Now you got it right. And this system is termed as what? Feudal system. Okay. the people from the first two estates, the first estate and the second estate, clergy and nobility, they don't want to pay any taxes. No need to pay any taxes. Basically, these people are collecting taxes from the third estate. Okay. So clergy, okay, basically the priestly class people related with the church. Okay. Second one, nobility, the ruling class people they are, the rulers, administrators. Okay. The king or the nobles are belong to the second estate. Clear? Part of the government. Third estate, peasants, artisans, okay, and all other people, they basically in the third estate. This division is termed as the feudal system. So what Napoleon did. Okay, he simplified the administrative division and abolished the feudal system. Okay, so in India also we experienced this feudal system. Okay, basically you know that it's termed as the Varna system, right? Yes or no? Varna system. Clear? What is that? Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. Clear? That system existed in India also. Okay. So it is closely connected with the caste, different castes in Hinduism. Okay. Just understand that. Okay. So Indian feudalism is related with the religion, and almost in France also it is related with the religion. Okay. So Napoleon simplified administrative division, abolished the feudal system, and freed peasants from serfdom and manorial dues. Another word for you people, serfdom. What do you mean that term? Serfdom. An idea? Serfs. One, two, three. Nearly 15 cameras are off. Arjun, Riswan, Surya, John Samuel, Fia, Meghna Pradeep, Hen Steve. Tell me, what is serfdom? Amina. Amina, tell me what is serfdom. Amina, she's unable to control her laughter. What happened? Huh? Are you attending the class from the dining table? Are you eating something? I'm asking to Amina.
No, sir.
Amina is serious now. Okay, what is the serfdom? So I heard about bonded labor. Bonded labor? No. Forced labor? Forced labor? It's a type of exploitation basically. The rich landlords will use the peasants to, or farmers to do the manorial duties or jobs in their estates. Clear or not? They will use this person to cultivate or doing some physical labor, but the payment is nominal or no payment. Payment is nominal or no payment, right? Clear or not? Clear or not? This activity is basically termed as what? Serfdom. Okay. In India, we will use a term, what is that? The Vetti system. The Vetti system. Okay. It's a bonded labor. Okay. So it's kind of exploitation. Okay. There is people, this landlord, they're exploiting the physical activity of these workers, but they will not pay anything for them, right? Or nominal payment. That's going to be serfdom. Okay. So understand. And he stopped that. What? Serfdom. So he freed the peasants from the clutches of the landlords and made them to escape from manorial dues. So every year they have to pay a huge amount of taxes to the landlords, right? Okay, clear? If you're not paying, so they have to do work in the field or estate of these landlords, okay, or the nobles. Please underline. Another activity around the administrative changes that made by Napoleon. In the towns too, guild restrictions were removed. So underline all these words, write the meaning of these words there. Okay. So next one, guild restrictions, G-U-I-L-D, guild restrictions were removed. Another question for you people. What do you know about the term guild? G-U-I-L-D, guild. Guild restrictions were removed. What is? What do you mean by the term guild? Sorry, Mr. Aditya. E013 Aditya M. Dot.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what do you know about the term guild or guilds? G-U-I-L-D-S.
Like,
Any idea about that?
yes,
Okay, so fine, come back. So I will tell you. Okay, so it's a group of artisans. Clear? A group of artisans. Basically, they are doing some particular trade. Okay, understand? So will you use the term what? Goldsmith, right? Goldsmiths. Clear? For them, one association is there. Okay, they will not allow any other individual to do the same activity. Amina, okay, now I got that reason why you are laughing continuously. Your sister is sitting beside you, right? I can see her on the screen. Okay, I think that she's in class fifth or sixth, right? Amina? Huh? Yes or no? Okay, I think she is also attending the class or making comments. Okay, so tell her keep a safe distance. Okay, so here, what is the question? Guild, right? Guild, right? So it's a group of people basically doing one particular trade. Example, blacksmiths. Okay, a group of blacksmiths, right? And a group of what we can say goldsmith. They will not allow others to do the trade. Okay, clear? Basically, they will get permission from the monarch to do this activity. Okay, and they are protected by the
Yes,
king.
sir.
Okay, or they are under the control of the king, clear or not? And at the same time, they will not allow any other individuals to start the same business. Okay, that termed as a guild. Such kind of restrictions are removed by Napoleon Bonaparte. He gave the permission to everyone to do the job as per their own wish. Clear? In India also such situation existed there. Okay, caste-based occupations. Caste-based occupations. Some castes are there. They will do a particular trade or particular business. Okay, they will not allow others to do the same. Okay, others are not try to do the same. That's another thing there basically. So caste differences are there. Okay, some caste for cultivation, some caste for cleaning, some caste for fetching what you can say toddy from the coconut tree. Okay, like that different types. Okay, numerous castes are there in India. For each caste is related with some particular trade or occupation. Okay, caste based. Is that clear or not? Okay, so the guild also almost like that. They will not allow others to do their business or trade. So he removed that system. As per that, all the individuals are free to do so. Okay, transport and communication system were improved. So at the time of Napoleon Bonaparte, what happened? It's made an improvement in the field of transport and communication. Transport and communication systems improved in France. Peasants, artisans, workers, and new businessmen enjoyed a new found freedom. Now, the time of Napoleon, the people started enjoying a kind of new freedom. Okay, clear or not? Okay, so that freedom is related with what? Related with what? An idea? We discussed that. The society is changed, right? Society is changed. What are the changes? Feudal system abolished. There is no guild restrictions. Okay. Transport and communication improved. Clear? The peasants are free from the manorial dues and serfdom. These are all related with the social and infrastructure changes in France there. So people started enjoying this newfound freedom. Okay, for those people, the peasants, artisans, okay, newly former business people, okay, they all started enjoying, our businessmen. Okay, the businessmen and small scale producers of goods in particular began to realize that uniform laws, standardized weights and measures, and a common national currency would facilitate the movement of exchange of goods and capital from one region to another. So there's a comment or a demand from the new businessman or traders. What is that? Or what was that? Observe here. Uniform laws. Okay, here at that time we know that the administrative system is not united basically, clear or not? Okay, the countries like Holland, Switzerland, Italy, and even Germany, they are the part of France, but they followed their own administrative systems there. Okay, clear? But at the period of Napoleon, they started adopting the changes that made by Napoleon Bonaparte, right? Is that clear or not? Okay, now their demand is want to make changes in the laws. Uniform laws are needed. Clear? Uniform laws, or I mean, a uniform, what we can say, administrative system, and a new constitution is necessary for the areas under the French control. Okay, standardized weights and measures. Now, in different territories, they are using different types of measures and different types of weighing mechanism. Okay, or weighing methods. Okay, next demand a common national currency. Okay, common national currency. Clear? What do you mean national currency? What is currency? What is currency?
Cash.
Not currency, currency. What is that? Rifa. Told some answer. Rifa Abdul Kalam.
Cash.
Cash. Okay. What about the coins? That currency?
Coins also cash.
Coins also. Paper currency, right? Okay, fine. A medium of exchange, basically, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
Medium of exchange. That's what currency, medium of exchange. To purchase things. In return, okay, what we are doing there? Surya Krishnadas. Surya Krishnadas, if these points are clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Huh? Okay, fine. Thank you. So, okay, in return, we will give the currencies to the shopkeeper or those who provided the services. Okay, for goods and services, we are using these currencies. Okay, to pay back. Clear? So just understand currency. So now these people from different territories, they are demanding for a common currency for that country. Okay, name the Indian currency. Nirupama, what's the name of Indian currency?
INR.
I'm asking you, Nirupama. Savio.
Rupees.
What is that? Nirupama?
Rupees.
Rupees. What rupees? Sri Lankan rupees. Pakistan rupiah or Pakistan rupees. Nepali rupees. What rupees? Huh? So Savi already told that as INR. Okay. Indian rupees, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, fine. So Savi is the one. Okay, he's able to give all the answers. Okay, thank you, Mr. Savio. Okay. Savio, can you hear me? Your camera is off anyway, right? Okay, so come back. So these are the demands. Okay, so underline that. The demand that made by the small businessman, small scale producers of goods. Okay, so basically they want the uniform laws, standardized weights and measures, common national currency. Okay, so if Napoleon made, sorry, okay. If Napoleon making any changes in this matters, definitely it will helpful for the exchange of goods and capital from one region to another. Okay. So these changes basically it will helpful for this businessman. Okay. Basically they are exchanging the goods. They are exchanging the capital. Right. So a common currency means it is good. A common laws means it is good. And a common weights and measures means that also good for the traders. Okay. Clear? So underline that. I will give you 2 minutes for you people to read and understand the Napoleonic Code, and the Civil Code of 1804. Any doubt means you can ask me. Just 2 minutes, okay? First. So back to the class. Okay, so here, however, in the areas conquered, the reaction of the local population to French rule were mixed. Okay, so basically we know that the French army they conquered different countries or different neighboring countries of France, like Switzerland. I already told you Hungary, Germany, Italy. Okay, but a number of people from those countries welcomed or they accepted the French domination or French rule in their territory. But number of people they are not ready to accept the French rule also. Okay, so that's what this term here. However, in that areas conquered, the reactions of the local population to French rule was mixed. Okay, some people supported the French rule, and the same time, some opposed the French rule in their own country. Initially, in many places such as Holland and Switzerland, as well as certain cities like Brussels, Manis, Milan, and Warsaw, the French armies were welcomed as harbingers of liberty, the carriers of liberty. Okay. Number of countries welcomed this French army, right? And they commanded that the French army they will bring what? Freedom. Okay, liberty. Okay, but the initial enthusiasm soon turned into hostility as it became clear that the new administrative arrangements did not go hand in hand with political freedom. Increased taxation, censorship, forced conscription into the French armies required to conquer the rest of Europe all seemed to outweigh the advantages of the administrative changes. Okay, so I already told you. Okay, so the reaction of the people, it was mixed. Okay, some people welcomed or they agreed the French rule, but some are against that. Clear? But
Yes, sir.
within short time, what happened? This enthusiasm, this surprise, this love toward the French administration changed into problems, changed into troubles. Okay, the administrative changes that made by Napoleon, it is not corporate. It is basically, it is a what we can say, you can read here, but the initial enthusiasm soon turned into hostility as it became clear that the new administrative arrangements did not go hand in hand with political freedom. So political freedom of the people in those countries were limited, or Napoleon reduced their freedom. Okay, so he increased taxation. Taxes in these countries increased. The people were forced to pay high taxes. Okay, censorship on media. Okay, so news is related with the French administration. Okay, it is 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Okay, so that's what we discussed. Okay, so they lost the enthusiasm. Okay, the people started, or the French administrative started collecting taxes from the people from these areas, censorship on the media, on media or any books or plays, forced conscription to the French armies, forced recruitment. The young people, they were forced to join in the French army to conquer the rest of Europe, conquer the rest of Europe. All seem to outweigh the advantages of administrative changes. So these kind of negative points that made problem for the administrative changes that made by the Napoleon. Okay, so people are not interested with the administrative changes because they started facing lots of other problems. Clear? These ideas are clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, only Savio give you the answer. Yes, sir. What about others? What about others? I already told you that these things, it is not connected with the Indian context. Clear or not? The names are new for you people. Okay, the terms are new for you people. So don't worry about that. Okay. So please mark these hard words. I already told the meaning of these terms there. So mark that and learn those properly. Clear? This no, will not create any trouble for you people. You have to read it. Clear? Understand? So
Yes.
it is like how to learn swimming, right or not? Okay, step by step. Clear? So I only told you that it is not related with Indian context, but already you studied the basics in the class 9, but I know that you don't know anything about that. Okay, let it be, no problem. Okay, so regularly you should read your textbook. Okay, send out means you can send messages, no problem. Okay, I'll answer that, right? So we will meet in the next class, right? Any troubles are there? Let me take the attendance.
None.
Now
Sir,
almost 33
will
students.
you, sir, will
Tell me.
you say the question one more time? Explain Napoleon.
Administrative changes. Explain the administrative changes that made by Napoleon in France. Okay. Any other queries? Adil Muhammad, things are clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys, fine. Thank you. So we will meet in the next session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, fine.